A cup of coffee. I am here. I'm not 100% sure if I've done it right again. I've only done this a couple of times. However, my wife will soon tell me. Yeah, I've just gone on. I'm saying it now. Just take a look, please. It's saying I'm live. 21 seconds in. I'm doing something wrong. I know I am. Let's wait to see. There she is. Hi. Yeah, I must be doing something wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm live anyway. So, how are we? Thank you, Kim, for my screw you cup of coffee. I really appreciate it. Let's see if she's watching. Right. Where's Jim gone? So what I'm going to do this morning, if I'm honest, if you can hear me okay, I've got my phone mounted to the back wall so you can see my workshop, which isn't very big. I think I've told you before, I think it's 7 metres by 2 metres. I've got a shit ton of tidying up to do today, so I thought I'd put you there and I can do my tidying up and I can go over a few bits and pieces, maybe some plans of what I'm thinking of doing this year. Not necessarily with wood, because I've been speaking to a load of you over Christmas. It's been great actually. I've been speaking to no end of you about different things, about my journey personally, which I never thought would come about, again if I'm perfectly honest with you, to my woodworking projects, to my other stupid little projects. I mean, my son, for some unknown reason, has brought his samurai sword around. Oh, he started cleaning it. So when I started polishing up my knives, he saw what, I'll show you, what results I could get from my first sort of knife polishing. And I got a mirror finish on this blade. And all I used was wire wool and some polish, some stainless steel polish, which is slightly abrasive, that I had from a motorbike. But look at the it took about fucking 900 years to do it, but it was worth it. And yeah, just that and some plain old wire wool. So yeah, it was good. So I've got that to do. I've got no end of bits and pieces to do. I've got a sound meter, which new little gadget for just over Christmas. What else did I get? Oh, excuse me. What else did I get? So I bought this new. I thought it was like a fan, but it's not. It's just a light. It's just a lamp. So what I'll do, I'll change one of my bulbs in a minute, because it's a bit dim in certain places. You know, when you need to work on something quite intricate. I do that now and again. In fact, I bought some USB, like a USB plug. I'll show you. So a USB plug that I wanted just for the wall. So I didn't particularly necessarily want the 3-prong socket. I wanted the USB, but I'm not 100% sure. I ain't ordered the right thing, I don't think, because I think this is like one of the ones that goes in, like, you know, the hospital things, you know, like the casing that goes around the wall. I think it's for that. So I don't think it'll work. I just wanted some USBs for charging. So I've got that to play with. I've got my light to play with. I'm going to put that up in a minute. This was about £8, I think, off Amazon. You can order all this shit off Temu and stuff. I know my wife and my daughter uses Temu quite a lot. Nice one, Jim. Nice to see you here. I'm doing something wrong, mate. I don't understand exactly how I'm going live. I actually put it on my screen, my actual thing that says I'm going live, and then it sort of tells me to come off that, start again, and click on live. So I'm glad you're here, Jim. You haven't missed anything at all. I was just saying, I bought this the other day because I need a more powerful light over my little workstation. I'll show you what it's there. So I've got my my iPad and my little bits and pieces. And if I'm, let's say if I'm fixing a watch, for instance, I haven't got the exact light. My eyesight's not the best, as you can probably tell. I've always got the fucking goggles on, but yeah, so I bought that. We'll change my light in a minute. We'll have a go at that. I'll also show you, when I say about doing watches and things, I don't necessarily always do woodwork. I don't. Woodwork is my base. As you can see from my bird boxes, which are a few people, in fact, a lot of people, do like my bird boxes. Now, these are all done. I have explained these before, and I'll just do it quick again. These are all made out of free decking. In fact, my wife found this decking down the road. There was a guy with a skip on the drive, and yeah, we go knocking. And bless her, my wife knocked on the door. She's there now. She's talking to you guys. Yeah, stopped, got the free decking because they were ripping it all up. Cut out all the old crap or rotten stuff. Put a little hinge on the top. And there you go. You can look inside. I even screw a little bit of single-use glue on the back so you can take your perch off if you don't want your perch, or you can glue it in if you want to glue it in. The only other thing is the plate. I think it's a 32mm plate. Again, you get that off Amazon. I'm an avid Amazon user. My wife will tell you guys. So yeah, them plates, I think they come in packs of maybe, I don't know if it's 10 or 15. I'll put links below of how I do this, and I have done a little bit of a tutorial on these bird boxes. They're a piece of piss to make. You can probably knock one out when you get sort of better and better and faster. I think there's a guy that actually started making these after me. He looked at the ones that I was making. I think he adapted them to do them himself, and he can make them even better. I'm trying to get him to send me some photos of how he's doing it, because he's making owl boxes and all sorts now, which is really intriguing to me. But these I started selling years ago for sort of, I think it was about £7.50. Now, because obviously I use the plates and do everything else, you should be able to get sort of between 15 and 20 quid for these all day long. I've got them on Etsy at about 30 quid just to keep them in line with what everyone else sells at. And that was the idea. We were going to do a little bit of an experiment to see what sort of stuff we could put on Etsy to actually make money. Now, I like the bird boxes, I think they're good. I don't think they'll sell hugely on Etsy. However, if you're not actually selling them anywhere and you're selling them from your home, or you're giving them as gifts and stuff like that, they're a good little starting project. A few working parts to them. But that could bring me on to what else I've bought. So, we've got the bird boxes. I hardly see any of your comments, so you're probably saying that they're not the best, but you can see it okay, I think. So I've got this. Let me put that somewhere where you can see it. Make it cool. Oh, it's cold this morning. Right, I'll put the bird box there. So, I've got this, again, off Amazon, and it is it's a little camera, Wi-Fi camera. Comes with stand and a couple of leads. That's basically it. And you set up instructions. So that is it. Yeah, it's there. Okay. What I'm going to do with it, I'm going to mount it, I think, if it will fit, in my bird box. So, hopefully when we get chicks, which we have had years past, when we get chicks, I want to put a camera inside. Now obviously you can buy these bird camera boxes, but they're a lot of money. I mean, my wife was looking the other day, I think they're sort of between sort of 80 quid and 100 quid. I think Kim will put it on what we found them at. But this was, I think it was 20 quid. So the only obviously adaptation I've got to do to make a bird box into a a cameraed bird box is find some sort of power or battery pack to do this. I'm unsure how to do it yet. I have got battery packs, power banks, should I say, or battery packs. I use these ones. I don't know how long a battery pack would hold a camera for, but if I do put a camera in, I'll do both as a bit of an experiment. I'll put this camera to a power bank, see how long the camera lasts. I've bought an SD card as well, I think a 64. Yeah. Again, I will put links to this. I think it was about £6 now. These have gone down no end. So I bought one of these, and I'm going to mount them in one of these. Let me know what you think. And what I'll do when I get it up and running, I'm not fantastic with technology. However, when I get it up and running, I'll see if I can get it linked to either my YouTube or something that you guys can go directly and have a look at the footage of the camera, or if I upload it each week. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it yet. But that is definitely a project that is coming up. So let me know what you think of that idea. A cameraed bird box next on the agenda. So we'll put that one out of the way. That's definite. We're doing that. I'm looking forward to doing that one. What else do we have? I'll put that away or I'll lose it. What other shit have I bought? Okay. Oh yeah. You saw the maybe saw the video on my new torch. So this was another purchase that I got. Again, I'm not paid, I'm not sponsored. This is just the stuff that I waste my wife's money on. Again, I'm sure she'll come up and say that that's the truth. So I bought this, it was on offer. I think it was meant to be about £30. 50,000 lumens. Now, tell me if I'm wrong here, guys. Is one luminum a candlelight? I haven't Googled it, so I'm probably wrong. So is it 50,000, the equivalent to 50,000 candles? I don't know if that's right or wrong, but 50,000 lumens is the most powerful one I could find. I'll tell you for why. Because I've got chickens at the back, and my chickens, what do they attract? Rats. So I needed a torch that, there we go, would span. So I know it's light and you can't really get the appreciation for exactly how bright that is, but it is absolutely shocking. Look at one of the shorts my wife took a short. We went up the jitty, the alley just near us, and it's yeah, it's quite good. Like I said, £20. I did put a description below my short on that. Again, if anyone's interested, I will do that. That was just a purchase that I got over Christmas. Really, really good. So take a look at that. I think people saw my new selfie stick as well. That was courtesy of Grandad. Grandad's money bought me my new selfie stick. I'm still quite amazed with these. Again, you can tell me why. Why, when you have your camera in one of these and it's extended, when the camera looks back at you, why can't the camera see the selfie stick? Does anybody know? I haven't Googled that either. So, there's another question. And there he is. This is Hashtag. This was how I really started the channel. Hashtag, I perfected this little man to become my little mascot, and yeah, he takes some doing. He's got a few working parts, but again, I have got some tutorials on how to make him. He is very, very easy. You basically start with that, and that's how you start. The eyes are really easy as well. I can put a link in the description. They are actually feet. They are rubberized. That hole in the middle is where a screw is meant to go to put into the bottom of maybe a plaque or something to keep it secure, but they fit perfectly in the eyes, and I'll double check what size the holes are, so, and I'll put a link in as well for all the bits that you will need to make Hashtag. Yeah? He does sell. I do think it's a lot of you guys that have bought him though. I have got him on Etsy. I'm going to do another promotional code for just my subscribers on YouTube. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 50% off. 50% off because it's just an experiment. The idea was we were going to put stuff on Etsy like hashtag, like different crosses. Let's try and find something. There's one. Things like this. I'll turn them on. Really, really, really easy to make. So something like that. All I did was I made the cross, I routed the edge, and do you know what it's out of? Oh, decking again. And what I meant by the feet in hashtag's eyes were the feet that can actually go on a piece of timber to stop it from sitting directly down. It just brings it up slightly and sits on the feet. So something like that. Again, I just routed the edge. I actually made this because we used to have a bit of a memorial shelf where we didn't call it memorial shelf, let's be honest. What did we call it, Kim? We called it the dead person shelf because sadly as you get older, more and more people die, so we have more and more obviously things from the church, and it stayed that's where people would go whenever, sadly, there you go, Kim just said the dead person shelf. It sadly was. But things like this, I wanted to make something that you could either put on a grave or to commemorate or to, you know, to put on your dead person shelf. So again, this took minutes to make. These sorts of things are on Etsy, and I just wanted to see, I wanted to keep them in line. I didn't want to put them up too cheap, because at the end of the day, I want to tell you guys, if it is possible to sell our little projects, to make these things and actually make money. It is, it absolutely is. There's a few people that I do speak to on here that are on the channel that make bird boxes, like I said, owl boxes and things like that, and they are starting to gain traction and move forward. I follow a guy who makes bows, bow and arrows. Again, his craftsmanship is just amazing. So let me know what you're doing, what you're making, how you're making them. I'm in this workshop, as we all do. When I say all, I do follow some woodworking people, and some of them are really great, some of them are great. We swap hints and tips and ideas, and some others are closed off. They don't want to talk to somebody like me. They don't want to talk to somebody else that has a different idea or a different opinion. I'm completely different to that. Any opinions, any ideas, anything to make anything easier, and trust me, you'll get my attention, because why not? We're all learning. We're all still trying to make a living. We're all, let's be honest, I'm mainly here because of my mental health. And a lot of you know that. I've spoken to quite a lot of you over this. And this is my church. This is my little sanctuary. This is where I go and I think, and I come back much, much happier normally. Because I do my own thing. I get to do my own thing. My wife lets me do my own thing, which is great. You know, I can come out here and I can have a play and a mess around. I have my Christmas decorations up all year because I love Christmas, and I love the way it makes me feel when I come round to my workshop. So yeah, this is it. This is exactly what I do. It's not put on for YouTube. It's not put on for any other reason. There really is coffee in my mug. None of it is set up, and I followed people like myself for that reason. I've often thought, should I edit this, should I do this? But my idea is I'll keep putting the shorts on of little ideas, little things that I do, little hacks, little bits and pieces, and then I'll come live with any of your ideas, or if you want to make something, see something, do something, we can do it together, and then I can post the live this as a video itself. So that's my idea. I really appreciate the support, and my last video was to say just a massive thank you, because the truth behind it is I watched the film about Beautiful Boy. Jesus Christ, it destroyed my soul. I am an ex-addict. I don't like saying I'm an addict, because at the end of the day, an ex-addict means I was an addict. but I suppose the right way of saying it is I am an addict. A recovering addict. I'm almost 3 years clean. Thank you to my wife and my family. It saved my life. I OD'd, I died. It was a bad time. I have got a couple of videos, certainly a couple right at the start. One that I did the other day. I know you guys saw it, and it was amazing. The support. I can't go into it because I'm bringing energy. I'm not bringing you down today. But yes, thank you. So another thing that I find that sells quite well, or what people like, believe it or not, are these things. They're just cut off logs, and it's funny because I'll get people saying, well, that's just cut off log with a hole cut in the middle. It absolutely is. It's basically a bit of branch. Yeah. Did I say 3 years? She's corrected me. 6 years clean. I didn't realise I said 3. 6 years. I'm nearly 6 years clean. Yes, I've got a tattoo on my arm saying extra time because that's when I died. My wife saved my life, and I'm nearly 6 years clean. 6 years clean, February 22nd, I think. I am 6 years clean and sober. I also did a video on can you drink? Can you drink when you have stopped doing drugs? I did a quick video on this. Can you drink? You know what? I might even let my wife answer that one. 6 years, she's put silly. Yeah. Can I drink? Can you drink when you get clean? When you get clean from drugs, is it possible to have alcohol in your life and not drugs? Kim, what do you think? I did. I mean, the brutal truth was I stopped everything. I stopped the drugs, the drink, anything that was diet for me, except the prescription tablets that I was on as well. Because if I'd have stopped them instantly, that I was told that I'd be done for. So I nearly was done for. Again, I won't go massive into it, but after 6 months, I said to my wife that I want to have a beer. I'm no longer. I am no longer doing drugs, so I want to be able, because it's everywhere, isn't it? Drinking is accepted. We go to the pub on Christmas Day, we celebrate weddings, we celebrate everything with a glass of whatever. So, and I was wanting to do that. I was in my 39 when I got clean. And I wanted to do that, so I did. My wife's put, no, not straight away, no, however you can. But I enjoyed it too much. Yeah, I've got an addictive personality. I can't say it any better than that. Yes, absolutely. I did. I started off slow and steady, and I was fine. I was fine. The truth be known, after a few months and maybe after a few years, the truth is I started to hide it. I started to drink earlier. I started to hide it. And I started to lie again, and I didn't like who it was making me. My wife didn't like who it was making me either. So now I'm completely teetotal, and I am much better for it. Do I miss it? I don't, actually. And all you'll get from me is honesty. I promise you. All you'll get from me is honesty. If I found it was difficult at the start. Drinking, stopping drinking. If you're an alcoholic, stopping drinking, I find one of the hardest things. It is right up there, if not worse, than drugs. And now I know that's a statement to be said, but drinking is allowed. It is accepted as a part of our daily life. No one would bat an eyelid if I came on here in half an hour at 12 o'clock with a can of beer or a pint of lager or whatever it would be. That would be fine. It's accepted, and it's so accepted it makes it a lot more difficult if you are an alcoholic or alcohol dependent. It is fucking hard work. So big up to you, one day at a time. I didn't do the 12 steps if anyone was interested. I did start it. I did go to meetings. It did help to start off with, but I did find that at the Narcotics Anonymous meetings that I'm happy to say that I went to, I know it's meant to be anonymous, but I'm only talking about myself. I found that people were going either there for validation because they felt like they had to. you know, for either a court order or to show their family and say, oh look, I'm going to a meeting and I'll be okay, when all the time they were continuing to either do what they were doing or even push drugs at the meetings. I had that as well. And then I got a sponsor that opened his mouth and told people at his work that I was there, and I knew some people at his work, so that was a bit naughty of him. However, he was on his own journey. I don't think he meant it maliciously. We moved on. I no longer went to Narcotics Anonymous. However, nearly 6 years clean with the support of my family and my very, very, very close friends. I've only got a couple now. I got through, and I get through every day because of it. Do I feel better? I absolutely do. And I'm alive. I enjoy life. It's great. So, yeah, if you're in this similar sort of boat, and I know I have spoken to a few of you about it, you don't necessarily have to have a problem with substance or alcohol, but then the depression hits. And if you haven't had any touching or links with alcoholism or addiction, I guarantee you've had somebody or something, or if it's not yourself, with mental health. That is hard work. It's hard work. That is a daily struggle. Again, testament to my wife for putting up with me. I am working on myself every day to not be that angry person, the person that's down, the person that can't get out of bed. And you know what? This is making it possible. I absolutely 100% mean that. The YouTube, the stuff I do around in my little workshop, I haven't even got around to some of the things that I wanted to show you. This was another hashtag that I made. This was just, I called this my hallelujah hashtag. I don't know if anyone likes it. He's obviously got a removable pencil. I've tilted his head so his pencil doesn't fall out. And this is thanks to my mother-in-law, Julie, thank you. She wanted the removable pencil, the usable pencil for his head. So that's what I did. So that's my hallelujah hashtag. And this is the sort of things that I do around in my little workshop. And that is how I started, really. That is just a basic phone holder. I started making these for my daughter. She wanted just to, I have got an old phone actually, I'll show you. Actually, I'm going to put these plugs on while I'm here. They'll be light. So I've got an old Samsung. Samsung or iPhone, people? What do you think? Samsung or iPhone? I'm iPhone. I'm just putting it out there. My wife's Samsung. So we're one all. So that is basically the most basic thing. If you're not a woodworker, which I know some of you are not woodworkers on here, not everybody is. You don't have to be to make some of these little crafty bits and the little things and keep your head straight. Like you say, the bird box idea was just from, well, it was from my wife, to be perfectly honest. She desperately, we had grey tits in the box in the bottom of the garden, and she loved it, fascinated with it. So she'd go out in the morning, she'd have a coffee on the table outside and sit and watch the mum and dad come in and out, and she was desperate to see, but she didn't want to disturb them. So I actually bought a animal camera, but it's an animal one. It's more for picking up fucking Bigfoot. It's about as big, so it ain't gonna go in one of my bird boxes. And if we see Bigfoot, even fucking better. So I decided to get a smaller camera, and that'll be coming up. Gone off on a bit of a tangent there. Right, so we're back to this shitty little phone stand, and what's better, Samsung or iPhone? Samsung, Kim, it's not. iPhone's better. This is a Samsung, hence why it's used for a prop. So that's what my idea was. You can, if you're in the shower, if you're anywhere, just spinning around in your workshop for no apparent reason, you can have your phone stand right there. Quite simple. Obviously, if you've got different cases on, your gap needs to be bigger. Now I've got that gap. All I did was I set my chop saw up to a depth cut and just run it through. Again, I have got, if you're interested in making some of these, you can have them either way round. If you are interested in making any of these, I've got loads of shorts on making this sort of stuff. They are so cheap and so easy to make, and they are so useful. Our house is covered in these things. Anywhere you walk around the house, I guarantee you can stand your phone up, and then you can start adapting them. You can start putting charger points in them, or even wireless chargers. I've done that as well. So where are we? Where are we? Half an hour of me fucking rattling on. Thanks for coming and seeing me. I'm gonna drink my cold coffee. I did not have to slurp it though, did I? Also what I've got to do, I took my Christmas lights down, and 3 of the strings, the massive strings, don't work, so I will be pissing around with them. I do dabble with electrics. I got a lot of hate for messing about with electrics, but let me just run through one thing with you while you're here. Now, I can do electrics. When I say I can do electrics, I'm not an electrician, and I know people get mardy, especially electricians. Sorry if you're an electrician, but I know it's your game and we shouldn't be dabbling, but you can make these ropes. This rope here, it's got cable running through it. You see? So you can put a light to this, light fitting, and then you can obviously make lamps and things like that. Now look, there's a live and a neutral, okay? I understand there's more to it than that. If you're an electrician, don't jump on me. But let's face facts, there's a live, a neutral and an earth. There's 3 wires. Guys, come on. It's 101. If you're going to kill yourself by using 3 wires, then let's face facts, you're probably going to kill yourself some other way. You're probably going to run yourself over, or I don't know, you're going to do something stupid. You are, because if you can't put 3 wires to match 3 other wires, then maybe, you know, you're doing something wrong, or maybe you need to go and see somebody about what you're doing in life. So yeah, I do messing about with electrics. God, I've got some rattle this morning. So I do my own electrics. I am going to look at the Christmas lights, so I will be messing about with them. We will, this is another thing, this is a good thing that I'm thinking of. Let me know again if you think this is a good idea or a bad idea. Somebody mentioned about you can't do all this stuff without the right tools. And you're right, to a point you are right. You can't necessarily do certain things if you haven't got the correct tools. However, the correct tools aren't necessarily the... Let's find something interesting. Like that. My wife bought me that. Believe it or not, she bought me that for Valentine's Day. A Bosch jigsaw. What a wonderful woman. She actually went into the tool shop and said, my husband wants a Bosch jigsaw, can I have one? So that's what she bought me. And what a bit of kit it's been. But it doesn't have to be Bosch. I only keep, I'll move you over there so I can show you some of my Bosch stuff that's up there. I've got a Bosch chop saw. Most of my stuff is Bosch. The only reason behind keeping one battery tool, and they are all battery, was for that reason, because the batteries marry up to your other batteries, your other tools. You can put one on charge, use one, blah blah blah. However, if you've got a little bit of a workshop, shed, spare room, whatever it may be, I know I could set up my own little workshop on a budget of 100 quid. Now, how I would do that is car boots. My mother-in-law loves a car boot. My father-in-law is the same. He loves a car boot. And we go regular. So what we'll do, what me and my wife are going to do, we're going to have a walk around the car boots when it gets a little bit warmer. And we're going to try and pick up some good. I will test them. I'll test them electrically and for the bearings. We'll test them together. And I want to see if I can get a workshop, a working workshop, chop saw, drill, impact driver, everything that you need to make a bird box. or make a crate or a hashtag, or drill out some tea lights, where everything that your basic tools down to screwdrivers, drill bits, everything for 100 quid. It'll be our 100 quid, and what I'll do is I will replace everything in my workshop with what I get from the car boot, and then when I've got a working workshop, I'll give it away. If you want it, because I know there's a few people out there that don't know what tools or what necessarily they might need. So I'm going to put it together, we'll go through it together, we'll put it all together, the chop saw, because it'll be probably an unbranded name or something that I'm not overly sure on. And we'll do it together. We'll set it up, we'll put the blade on it, we'll make sure it's safe, we'll do it together. And then we'll make some shit together. And the thing is, I tell you what, I enjoy nothing more than somebody asking if they can have something that I make. And genuinely, that for me, it makes it all worth it. You know, there's a few people that have messaged, oh, you know, I'd love one of your hashtags, or I'd love a bird box. And so for Christmases and birthdays, I find myself making more stuff than I do now buying stuff, because people are wanting the stuff that I make. And there's no better feeling than that. If you're making something from scratch and somebody wants it, it's great. And then you, on the back of this, I have now found some purpose in life, some people that I can speak to, and some friends. So I've made some real friends on here that we've genuinely spoken to, and got ideas and plans for the future, maybe making things together. You know, I know you can add people into your chats, so maybe we can start pulling some of you guys in. Jim, you're always here, Jim, so come on. I think you should, at some point, maybe one weekend, well, I think we need to get you up on the screen here, and we need to make something together and show how easy it is to other people, that we can make some basic things together, that you can get outside, you know, you can get out your own headspace. I feel so much more positive this morning by coming out and jumping on here and talking to you guys. And I've done no tidying up. I said to my wife that I was going to come outside, I was going to go live, but I'll tidy up while I'm out here, because it started looking a bit of a dump. And the reason I left these here, it was for a reason. So before I go, because I have been rattling, haven't I? And I haven't done nothing. So, and a lovely lady called Jenny around the corner, she is a friend of the family. She always, if ever she's getting rid of any timber, always thinks of me first, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So this is what she's given me. It's a bed, and I said, you know what, absolutely, I'm sure I can do something with that. I don't know what yet, I have no idea. Maybe a planter, maybe. I'm not sure, I don't know, but I've left it there because I thought, you know what, I want people to see that this isn't set up, it is 100% real. The bird box is genuinely, we've had free, we go and pick it up ourselves. The lamps that I make that are glossy and I wrap that rope around, they are all gone, they are found by us. Each individual piece me and my wife will go and pick up. And we do this is what I do, and that's what I wanted you guys to know. So I'm going to wrap it up after nearly 40 minutes of chatting. It's been great. I know my wife has been trying to speak to, because I'm dyslexic as well, so I had another thing in that I'm not the best reader and writer in the world, hence why I'm stood in a freezing cold workshop. If I was really good at reading and writing, I'd probably be writing a book right now. That's not going to happen, so I'm stuck making my little man. Stick to what you're good at, and if you're not good at it, keep practicing, I suppose. I'll show you some of the earlier stuff when I go live again, of what I've done that didn't work and I wasn't happy with. But you keep going, you keep coming out, and like I say, it does my mental health absolutely amazing. So I want to say thank you again, and I promise, other than if I'm not well, or I did have an exploded tap last week, which wasn't great, so I couldn't get on live, I had to fix that. But from now on, absolutely, 11 AM Sundays mornings, I will be here, and I'll speak to you guys through the week, see what you think, see what's coming up, and what we should make and what we should do. And we'll do it together. Why not? Fuck it. Why not? We'll do it together. So thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next one. If I can turn it off. Which I can't. It's even more interesting. Thank you very much.